I still haven't decided because I keep hearing it both ways, but it doesn't matter. She wins $100,000. Unfortunately, it's Queen Aminata that takes the pin again because I think she's the best wrestler that takes the most televised pins in the women's division, maybe on the planet. Like it's unbelievable. She's kind of Teflon in my eyes. It's like I'm just numb to it at this stage. I don't know. I don't know how to
She
explain
knows
it.
how to look really good in defeat. Like,
Yeah,
I mean that in the most complimentary way as possible.
same. I mean, obviously, we also had Willow and Chris Statlander, two awesome talents in this match. But at the end, we get the Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Tekla raising each other's hands and joining together as a trio, it appears, of sorts. David, I want to get your thoughts on all of it.
I thought this match ruled. I really loved this. I think that all these women are excellent. Obviously, I mean, the level of talent is insane. I want to give Thekla her flowers, massively so. Thekla, because since she's come in from Stardom, her final run in Stardom was wretched. And that's not her fault. She was booked in some awful storylines. It kind of fell to pieces. And since she's come in, to AEW, she's felt like a woman rejuvenated with the right character, with Back to the Toxic Spider. I think that she's done great work. I love all of the different sort of slightly creepy references. Yeah, I'm finding it really, 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 really entertaining. And yeah, fair play to her. I like this little Julia Hart and Sky Blue combination with Thekla, especially after the Casino Gauntlet. Just please, can we have Queen Aminata win some matches? Please. I know Shad wants to say something. I'm going to throw it over to him while I try and work out when the last time Queen Aminata won a match was. So cut over to Shad while I try and find this out.
God, yes, there we go.
Yeah, no, I'm on the same boat. I feel like the presentation of these three women as a unit is something that can really help all of them get to a next level. And I think it's the time. It is the time, AEW. I know a lot of people are very sour on the idea of women's tag team titles. You have the best opportunity to silence the haters, to answer all of the doubts of it. You have done a phenomenal job of just absolutely creating an avenue of a actual division, man, like a actual group of women that have opportunities to be teams, factions, the whole nine. Let's do that. Let's put a Julia Hart and a Sky Blue, a Ty Mello and Anna Jay, like Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. It's time, man. I really think it'd get a good opportunity to get all these women ample amount of television time, but also you have like storylines that really could be told. And I think they did a great job telling the story. And I think Tekla's just been knocking it out the park since she's debuted. She sticks out. She's so interesting and different. I love, the spider crawl that she does. She's a special talent. So it's going to be cool to see her keep progressing.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. I am super curious. Do you have the
I do have the things. And to be fair, it was 2 weeks ago. It was like two or 3 weeks ago.
She did pick up one.
She won a match on Collision. She's won a couple on Collision, actually. The last time she won a match on Dynamite would be, if I'm correct, I'm just going to confirm this. I think it's September of last year.
Yeah.
Let me just check if that's correct. Is it correct? Yes, it is. The last time that Queen Aminata won a match on AEW Dynamite would have been in September of last year when she won a tag team match. It was an Aminata and Yuka Sakazaki against Mariah May and Serena Deeb, and they won by DQ after 7 minutes.
Boys, I will tell you this. Don't worry. Her time is coming.
I agree.
I have been saying
her worth.
I know. I have been saying that for 18 months.
I will say this, though. I agree with a ton of what you said about it's time for these three to really shine. Right. And I mean, Julia Hart, we forget she was a cheerleader. Julia Hart was with the Varsity Blondes. Let's not forget that was a time, that was a space in time that existed. And this is Julia Hart elevated herself, I think, the most of outside of Baby Brody King of anybody in that group. right? Maybe the argument is her or Brody King.
Oh no, she was. I think she stood out the most when they were a team.
I'd say she elevated herself the most, definitely, because I think Brody was awesome before he joined. Like Brody wasn't at the level of popularity he is now, and we have to stress that Brody. Like you hear the reaction for Brody on this show, like push Brody King. Like the crowds love him right now, and deservedly so. He's so over.
It's crazy. But my two favorite from that group are those two, and I didn't know a whole lot about. I didn't know a whole lot about Brody King prior to it. I knew it pretty well. Like he was in ROH prior to that, right? Like
yeah.
So I remember him familiar a little bit. But of course I knew Alistair and Buddy Murphy prior to it. But like I came across I think Julia Hart just she's got such a always I don't want to diss another wrestler or whatnot, but kind of what Alexa Bliss with my mind should be envisioned to be with the whole Fiend stuff. I feel like Julia Hart portrays what I would have rather seen Alexa. There's more a sinister, grim, darkness to how she has been presented. Now it's a little different because we don't have the House of Black. But I think her and Sky Blue kind of remind me of the what's the movie with the two girls that God man, it's the horror movie back in the day. The two was it the Shine? Is it The Shining?
No, is it The Shining or The Calling?
Come play with us, Danny.
Is it that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shining.
The Shining twins.
Shining. Yeah. They remind me of that a little bit.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, that's a great comparison. Other than I do think Julia still. I'm not sure I've fully bought into Sky Blue as being the horror character yet.
I think Julia's too good at it.
I think, and it's not Sky Blue's fault either. That's the problem. Yeah, Julia is too good at it, where it's it's believable in a way that
it is slightly fascinating though that we now have a 3-person stable centered around sort of spooky horror, in which one of the characters does a crab walk as their primary thing.
Okay, that is a good point. Whoa! That gave me the creeps. Hang on, I didn't even think of that.
That's an even bigger parallel to
I know they're not the Wyatt family, but
it's hard
my main thing is that the amount of charisma that Thekla is made the exact right decision with AEW, particularly over. I'd say this over places like Stardom. I think she'd have worked great in WWE as well. But I think she needs somewhere because her main selling point is not necessarily that she's a brilliant worker. And she is a good worker. Her selling point is that level of charisma and the facial expressions, and that's the place where. Yeah,
it's the same. It's like a similar parallel to someone like Rhea Ripley. Like she just looks like a rock star.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Funny enough, she is a rock star. I saw that she's part of a band, but she embodies that rock star personality. The music, the lights, how she walks out, with the spider where the camera
she's got all the cliches, right? It's aura, it factor, whatever you'd like to quantify it as, charisma.
Yeah, I'll be upfront saying I didn't think it would work, and I hold my hands up. I was entirely wrong. She's been so much better than I thought she was going to be in AEW, and props to her for that.
Look, the big statement a lot of people made was that they lost Mariah May, Blake Monroe to the WWE. How are they going to fill that void? I think people like her, Megan Bain, Queen Aminata getting more reps. The void is filled pretty well, and it may even be a little bit a blessing in disguise in a way, because there creates more avenues. And I thought this past weekend talking about the Casino Battle Royal kind of showed how deep the division is without even using all the women as well. So, I mean, they're in a good place.
I think it's one of those deals, too, where there's plenty of firepower on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
There is. Just do more than one women's match. Just do more than one women's match a week, please. A show, please, Tony. That still seems to not be going anywhere.
Collision got 2, though. Collision got 2.
A Collision, but that's not. It shouldn't be the bench. It shouldn't be the bench, but every show should have 2.
Yeah.
It's not being funny. We've just.
I'm joking. You're right.
To be fair, I've had major issues with WWE's women's division. I know we need to move on, but I've had major issues with WWE women's division. They did an all-women's show on Sunday. They did a fantastically diverse show on Monday. They did a fantastically diverse show on Tuesday, and this felt like this stuck out like a sore thumb to me. And we're back to one women's show, not one women's segment. We had a couple with Tony as well, but one women's match. Tony, you've got to get with the times, mate, because you're gonna be left behind. Even though things are getting a lot better,
not
still
with the eye.
TK.